It's recording. All right.
Welcome to our podcast.
I'm Carl.
I'm Kylie. This week we're going to be talking about
Mafia grass.
our memories like blackout,
Reciprocal.
palm trees.
Saturday.
And none of it logistically makes sense.
Killers that have been unsolved.
Are you reaching the Earth's core? Okay, cue the intro.
It's recording.
Hello.
Hi.
You say that every time.
The
You always like,
intros-
it's recording. It's your iconic line.
No, because the intros are always like the weirdest. Like, how do you introduce?
It's the way you start it and the way you end it. That's the most awkward thing in the world.
True.
Okay. So we haven't sat down and recorded in a while, and damn, do we have content for this week?
It's so much. I think we're going to like split the podcast half and half because of how many like things we want to talk about. But yeah, oh my god, I'm looking at the topics because we have a list of topics.
It's a hefty list this time. Oh my god.
I'm literally like reading it and I'm like, oh wait, I remember this. Okay.
This is gonna be a hefty episode, you guys. You know, I know no one listens to this, but if anyone ever does, like, okay, that's
just
like, I don't know what happens if someone does.
No, if you are listening, like, hi. we have a very hectic life.
Like
Hey. We have like such a hectic life. But okay.
We have so much to say, but we really don't do that much. It's just like I feel like we don't really do a whole lot, but this stuff just happens.
I think it's because we're like so extra that we just make it more fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, we need something to add a little bit of spice.
Let me I'm taking off my earrings. They're kind of bothering me.
Oh yeah, by the way, Carl's wearing the most gorgeous Christmas earrings right now. They're like little Christmas tree lights with like blink and stuff. They're red. They're so cute. They're like little Christmas tree bulbs. And I feel like on this podcast we always talk about stuff they can't see, which is why we should be doing like YouTube, or I don't know what people do, like TikTok, I don't know. We should be doing one of those because all we do is talk about things we can see, but we made a podcast.
It's okay. We'll just, well, we can do ASMR, you know?
Uh-huh. So, me and Carl take turns editing these episodes, right? So we go back and forth each week. Mm-hmm. Or I guess every other week. And we realized that we said my name in the other episode. But thank goodness I have a common name. But anyway, Carl doesn't even listen to what she edits.
Yes, I do.
Either. We have to re-listen to the episode to know what we really said. And so...
Sometimes, like, sometimes when I'm listening to it, I guess it's because, like, your name, like, I just know your name. Like, it doesn't seem out of the ordinary. I'm just like, oh, yeah, like, Kylie's name. Like, it doesn't bother me, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I don't think, like,
that's
oh,
true.
no. So that's...
It didn't register as, like, oh, we have to censor that.
So, should we go through the podcast topics?
Okay. I love how smooth these transitions are. Like, we're so smooth. We're like, do you want to go to the list?
So the first one is our dads on meetings. Oh my god, this one, I vividly remember talking to you about this. So it started off with, like,
It's already out there, I mean, honestly. But for the simplicity and the fact that we don't want to have to change our whole title of our podcast because it's so much work to, like, cycle or whatever, we will just go with Kylie.
Kylie. It's because I don't call you that name. It's just, but yeah. Our dad's on meeting. So Kylie texted me first and she goes, I think it was you. I don't really remember the conversation, but it was like how you're saying, like, oh my gosh, like, my dad, like, when he's on his meetings, like, he talks so loud. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, I can agree because, like, I'm trying to think, like, they don't do their meetings in the right places. You know what I'm talking about?
Like, they have an office
but they
or
don't
a designated meeting spot, but they'll roam the whole house.
Yeah, like, my dad, he'll, like, sit at the dining table, and, like, everybody will have to be quiet, but, like, he's just, like, really loud. I'm like, just, like, chill, like, you're right next to the mic. Like, you don't have to...
And they scream. You can hear them from the other side of the house. You're like, oh, I guess my dad's on a meeting.
Yeah.
Can't go to the kitchen. The kitchen's off limits for the next 3 hours.
And, like, we also talked about, like, how our dads, like, did their meetings in the car once, while they were, like, driving. And
they make you their personal little assistant.
They're like, yeah, can you just, like, read what you said or something like that? Or, like, oh, yeah, just reply to, like, Jim or whatever. I don't know, a basic work man name.
And then it's always like, so what did he say? Like, what did Jim say? And then I have to read it, and then they're like, okay, say okay. I'm like, do you want me to say okay or just K? Like, what do you want me to say? Like, I don't want to mess this up.
And then I reread what I wrote.
I don't want Jim to think my dad's like I don't want Jim to think my dad's like a 16-year-old girl, because like our little, I don't know, what's it called? Like
the way
you phrase something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't want him to be like, oop.
It's like, are you alright? No, because, it's like...
I reply with a TikTok reference.
Oh my god. Jim, what if Jim understands it? I'd be like, yes, Jim.
Jim, my man.
Jim, my man. Because I will, like, sometimes reread the message and I'll be like, is this okay? Mm-hmm. Like, can I send this? And I'm like, I'm gonna press send. So, no take backs, because you can't.
Jim's like, why is it taking so damn long to say okay? Like...
Right?
He's been typing that text for 5 minutes.
And he just sends, okay. Like, really? It took you 5 minutes to send that or something like that. Or we'd also talk about how, like, our dads would say, like, they wouldn't have a meeting, but, like, 5 minutes later, like, you hear them.
Okay, they're like, oh, yeah, let's go grab lunch. Like, I have a meeting in, like, 3 hours. And then you're literally in the car with them, getting into the car, and like, yeah, I gotta be back in 10. And I'm like, then why did we go out?
Yeah.
If you had to go be back at 10, you said your meeting was at 3.
But yeah, that's like...
One time I walked into my room to go get, like, my clothes or whatever, and my dad was sitting there in my bed cuddling with my stuffed animals on a meeting, and he, like, you know how they make that face where they're like, they shoo you away and they're like, hold the thing to your... They hold, like, the phone sign up to their head and they're like,
the aloha. It's like an aloha.
Yeah, but it's like, they have to mouth it, and you just kind of know that means you gotta get out. And I'm like... You're literally taking the meeting in my room. You have a home office. You have a bedroom. You even have a special like meeting desk, and you're gonna be like, yeah. I'm gonna take this in Kylie's room. Like this is what I want to do.
Or like they'll have this finger, the no, the like, or the.
Oh yeah, it's like you gotta go back.
Or
like they'll be like,
yeah.
They can't see again, and we're such bad podcasters. They just basically wave you away, and they're like, get out. It's like, you know.
They just have a to-go signal, just to, like, shoo you away or something. Or...
And now that we have the dog is barking, and he's fine with the dog barking, but my footsteps to open that fridge door, too loud.
I think it's because...
How could we ever have that?
It is funny. The dog, like, you know, Luna, she never barks, which is, like, a good thing.
Oh, yeah! Carl got her dog.
Yes.
Or she met her dog.
I finally met her. Okay, the only complaint I have to say is dog smell. The smell of dog.
Really?
That just bothers me so much. Like, because my sister, she bathes her, like, every 2 weeks.
Okay. We bathe ours every other week. Yeah, okay, that's the same thing. Why did that not register in my head? Okay, yeah, continue.
Well, like, every other week is, like... What is every other week? What does that mean? Like, once a week? Or... Oh. My sister does it, every 2 weeks. So that's, like, kind of like a longer period. But, like, she already smells like dog. And sometimes I can get close to her. Sometimes, like... It's because we brought her out, and she, like, lays on the grass a lot. And so I think
my dog does the same. We're supposed to only wash him, like, once a month. And he's a poodle, so he's, like, got a lot of fur, so he, like, holds the scents in.
Yeah, I know, like, dogs, because her skin is, like, sensitive, so, like, you can't wash them that much or anything. But what if there's, like, a deodorant for dogs, you know?
Oh, there is. We have that. It's, like, this oatmeal spray or whatever, and you, like, spray it on the dog. I'll send you a link later. But, yeah, we have, like, the spray, and you just, like... brush it on your dog, like, every day, and it makes them smell like basically Abercrombie perfume.
Abercrombie perfume.
Like, there's a ton of scents, but, like, yeah. Just, like, dog spray to keep them
I'll definitely invest into that because that sounds like something we need.
We'll add it to the Palm Tree Company. It'll be our own branch.
Oh, yeah.
Carl and Kylie dog scents coming soon, guys. Instead of making merch someday, we'll just make dog scents.
Do dog merch? Oh my gosh. Why haven't I seen like any YouTubers do dog merch?
Do they not? Okay, to be fair though, have you ever thought about it? Like whenever people make dog stuff, no one makes cat stuff.
Well,
like when have you ever heard a YouTuber be like, "Hey guys, so I like when they do make dog merch, when do you ever hear them say, "Yeah, guys, and we also made a version for cats"? Like cats are like second-class citizens in this world. I'm sorry.
that is true. Okay, but like I've never heard anyone do dog merch. So like not like one YouTuber
I feel like
comes.
there's a few.
Maybe like there probably is. Like not saying there's none, but like I've never like the YouTubers I watch, I guess like
Let's
they
see.
don't dog merch. I've never seen a cat in like a costume. Like it's usually just the bear cat body. Like I've seen a
bear
few
cat body.
Yes, but
I've seen one with a handkerchief. It like roams around my neighborhood, and it has like a Japanese scarf. We call him Japanese cat. Well, actually, I don't know if it's a him. We call
it.
That's wrong. Okay, we call them Japanese cat because it's a cat that has a Japanese flag strapped to its neck.
I mean, it makes sense, you know.
Yeah, so we call it Japanese cat.
The logic is there, so.
But that's the only It's the only cat I've ever seen wear clothes.
Oh my god, there's, I don't know, just an idea. Any YouTubers listening, make dog merch. Like, why not? I don't know, make dog merch, I guess. Okay, our next.
You know, someday if we make it and we have merch, there will be dog merch.
100%. 100%.
And cats, because we don't discriminate against cats.
Yes, and cat merch, because we don't discriminate.
We don't want to see any more bear cats on the street. Their butts are freezing off.
No bare body cats. Not on Carl and Kylie's watch. That is.
Nope.
We have become the fashion police for pets now.
My dog's actually he needs to wear a sweater to go outside to go to the bathroom because he gets cold so easily, and so he has a sweater that we put on him. And then he can walk outside because he gets so cold.
Your dog is so bougie. Like, I can't. If you guys like seen a photo of her dog, it literally looks like a stuffed animal. It doesn't look real. I swear it doesn't.
Wait, I'm going to send you a photo right now.
Okay.
Of what we were doing. So we went to Shake Shack. We drove to Shake Shack. It was like an hour and a half. Maybe
just to go to Shake Shack?
Yeah, just to go.
What?
And so we were waiting in the car, right? Watching dog TV for the dog.
Oh my god.
Like on
your
TV
Tesla?
screen,
okay, I don't know.
We Googled dog TV and that popped up and we were all just watching it with him and he fell asleep.
Okay, I don't know like what's more bougie, like the Tesla or the big iPad Tesla that you have, or your dog in general. Like,
we were considering getting him, you know those like mini Tesla cars that are made for kids?
Yes. Oh my god.
We were gonna get him one for Christmas, but then we were like, he's not gonna be able to use it, right?
I mean, get him like those really, really like fancy dog houses, like a mansion.
Oh, we are.
Oh,
we're working on it.
All right. Kylie is a secret therapist and better school counselor than all of the school staff counselors, or could be Gandhi. I think I wrote this one.
She wrote this one in the moment because we were, again, as our normal Tuesday, we were just having a mental breakdown, and we were just like, you know.
What do you mean normal Tuesday? You mean normal every day. This is an everyday
Okay, my
thing.
bad. But we were just having a mental breakdown, you know, like normal. I promise, we're okay. We're okay in the head.
We're fine. We're fine.
Definitely not planning a murder right before this. In a group chat. Okay, we don't have to cut that
out. But we basically had a deep talk about life and how, you know, like how it's all mysterious and how like It was deep, okay?
Mysterious.
It was mysterious. It was deep. It was so late, too. I think it was, like, 2 or, like, 3 a.m. And, like...
Yeah, we were blacked out as normal. Not from alcohol, but blacked out
from
in the
depression,
head.
from sadness.
Yeah.
Too much sadness. But basically, Kylie was, like, spitting facts and preaching. And I was like, you know what? You are better than half of the counselors. Because, all in all, Kylie is Gandhi. She gives good advice and she preaches real.
We talked about this in mental health last week. If you haven't listened to last week's episode, listen to that episode. We actually give healthy advice. I know, absolutely insane. Who would have thought this ratchet little podcast would actually give half decent advice? But
look at
it helped us. Hopefully helps you.
But yeah. All right.
I have a question for you.
Ask away.
Is butter considered cheese?
Oh my god. Wait.
Because this is a debate that needs attention. Like, I don't know why no one's ever brought this up.
Wait, I'm thinking about it. Is butter cheese? It is.
But it's not.
I might have to cut this out because this makes me sound dumb. Is butter... We're looking this up.
Okay. How do we both Google it at the same time? Butter and cheese are made out of the same ingredient, milk.
I told you.
The main difference, however, is that butter is consisted of mainly fat, and cheese is consists of mainly milk protein.
Anyway, same thing.
I feel like
same
they
category.
aren't. Because does cheese melt the way butter does? Wait, cheese does melt. What am I thinking?
But, like, I feel like butter is, like, saltier. You know what I mean? And, like, cheese is...
But cheese is salty as well. Like, have you had Parmesan?
That's true. Actually, yes, I have. I've never... I don't know, actually. I don't know anymore. I don't know. We'll leave that to our listeners. Is butter cheese? I don't know.
Is it? I love how we bring up these discussions. Don't discuss it at all. Think about it in our heads, and then we're like, okay, guys, what do you think?
Like, what do you think?
In group discussions.
As if people would respond to us. Like, parents, you know, like, they raised you. They know you the best, you know.
They tell you the stories.
Yes.
All their childhood stories about how they trekked through the snow on a winter day to get to school.
Yeah, and, like, you may think you know your parents that well, but they had a life, too, you know? Like, they had their own life before they had you. So, basically,
They went to high school, too.
Yeah, like, they'd have these basic stories of, like, whatever in high school. But Kylie here, her parents, their stories are kind of like a movie, I want to say.
Yeah. Okay, here's the thing, though. They claim this was normal where they lived. This was, like, a normal occurrence. It was just like, yeah, did you hear? The guy got stabbed in the leg. Like, this was a normal thing.
That's like a high school, like, gossip.
Okay, well, my dad said it wasn't normal, but it was, like, not unexpected. Like, it was bound to happen.
Okay, that kind of makes sense, I guess.
So, my dad used to live in this apartment building across the street.
Oh, wait, I just... sorry to interrupt. I also haven't heard of this story. So, like, this is like...
Live reaction.
Sorry. Okay, go.
So real and unfiltered. I feel like my voice is, like, my sarcastic voice is too close to my regular voice that people are gonna think I'm just, like, naturally, like,
oh. Just, But yeah, your dad what? Lived in an apartment?
My dad lives in an apartment across the street from a deli that was a money laundering front for the Italian Mafia. And I'm 16 years old, and he's never told me this story because it was just normal. They just lived there, and the Italian Mafia was, like, right there, and they just, like, sold them bread and deli meats and stuff, and apparently, like, the whole neighborhood kind of knew, but, like, cops could never prove it.
Now, this is, like, what I want to know. Did they ever get caught?
No. Or at least not to my parents' knowledge. Because
Dude,
they left that city and then they moved to California.
Dude, your parents should go back and just like say like, "What's up?" Is like
Just
this
pop
still
in.
going? Just say like, "Is this still going on?" Like, not funny.
I don't think they care that much though. Like when I asked them about it, they're like, yeah, just like a normal thing.
Like, cause when I think of the mafia, like I think of made up stuff. Like I'd never think like, you know, oh,
That there was actually a mafia out there.
yes, because like it just seems so like okay, this ties into the next topic that we're going to talk about, but it's kind of like the black market, right? Like we talked about how do you get to, it's like the mafia and the black market
How
and the
do you
dark
get
web.
to the black market? Do you just Google black market? I don't know. See, these are the shady things that we don't know. And we
like,
want to know. Like, we don't want to experience it, but we want to know.
Like, first of all, how do you get into the mafia? Like, how do you get introduced? How do you get to dark web? Like, you don't search up darkweb.com. Like, right?
Like, do you just go to the deli and be like, yo, I want to be in the Italian mafia? Like, hook me up. Like, you can't.
And, like, I feel, it's kind of like if you think about, like, you know, the mafia, like, you have, I feel like for the mafia, you kind of have to be, like, born into that lifestyle.
That's true. So it's like a family bred operation?
Yeah, like, it's like a family operation. But, like, the dark web and, like, the dark
Wait, let's
market.
Google how to get into the mafia.
Oh, my God.
This is going to go on my search history. How to join mafia? Someone said, how can I join the mafia? I'm really interested. Just says don't.
I mean, that's good advice. That's good advice. Like, don't.
Carl has a story.
Our
first episode ever was inspired by a bad texting story.
Yeah.
And here we have our second wrong texting story.
So, I just want to say, I can't say their names, so we're gonna give them 1, 2, 3. So.
Okay.
This person number 1.
Wait, just give them a fake name. Amanda.
Yeah, because they all have the same name. So, Amanda. I know this girl. So, I'll start at the beginning. There's this girl named Amanda in one of my classes. And she basically asked me to send her work for class. I'm like, yeah, sure, like, you know. And I have her number. And I sent it to her. And she's like, did you send it yet? I said, oh, yeah, like, I got your number. And when I put in her number, I saw, like, 2 other names, like, Amanda. And I was like, why do I have 2 other Amandas? Like, this is weird. Like, I was a bit confused. I thought I maybe, like, put in another Amanda by accident. So I deleted them. And basically, I put in the name Amanda. And then I sent it and, like, no reply, right? And then once she's like, yeah, this is my actual number. And then, like, I looked back. I'm like, wait, these are different numbers. And I'm like, then who is this? Then it clicked. There's another Amanda in my other class. And I realized there's 2 Amanda. I have 1 Amanda in, like, I have 3 Amandas in 3 different classes. And I totally forgot. And so I quickly texted Amanda. I go, hey, super sorry. Like, I didn't reply. Like, I sent this to you. Like, she must have been weirded out. She must have been like, why did she send me her, like, work? We're not even... Like, she must have been. So, but, yeah, so put last names. Because now I put their last names on the contact so I know.
You know, sometimes I don't put last names.
Same.
But, like, because I don't want to ask for their last name. So, for example, like, John used to be, like, I didn't know John's last name. So I would just call him John English. And his name was just John English. Or, like, it would be, like, Rachel Bio. You know? Like, you just name them after where you know them from.
That's what my mom does. That's actually funny. My mom does that. She does, like...
Oh, I'm like your mom.
I think it's because my mom does that because she has bad memory. She's like, yeah.
Or there's, like, Anya from summer of 2008, you know? Like.
Yeah. But, yeah, just, like... I don't know. That's just a funny little story time about the three Amandas is what we called it. Our last topic for the podcast
is the flat Stanley. I feel like this is the forgotten thing
No.
You have such a good story about this as well. This is the forgotten little project of elementary that we wanted to relive.
Yes, I think, so just curious, because we went to different elementaries in different states. What grade did you guys do the Flat Stanley?
3rd grade. How about you?
I think I did it 2nd grade, which is kind of...
Oh, wait, now thinking back, it might have been 2nd. It was either 1st, 2nd, or 3rd.
Yeah, don't know what a Flat Stanley is like. Did you even have an elementary?
Are you living under a rock?
Yeah, I think I don't know if it was different, but like you had to draw your Flat Stanley, right? And
yeah, you had to make it.
Yeah, and basically you sent it to a relative who like didn't live near you. So
yeah, it had to be like outside of California.
Who did you send it to?
I sent it to my uncle because he was going on a trip.
Ooh, I see.
Somewhere. I don't even remember where. It was like the Bahamas or something. He was going on a trip,
so
and so my
fancy.
mom was like, send it to him. And so...
Oh my god.
And so we sent it, and then he took like photos with the Flat Stanley and stuff. And I was so excited getting that thing back. I was like, oh my god, this is like the coolest thing ever. And he sent back like a postcard, and I was like, I felt so cool.
So I sent it to my uncle as well in Kansas. And the funny thing is, a Flat Stanley, you had, for proof of you doing the project, you had to take pictures with the Flat Stanley. Instead, my uncle took pictures of his life, like a vlog. And I'm like, that's great and all. Like, that's great, your dinner, and...
We love the wholesome.
Yes, I love seeing the dinner and whatnot. Like, that's great. But my Flat Stanley was never in any of the photos. I was like, I was looking at them and I was like, where's Flat Stanley? Did they completely forgot to send him? Or like, I was just, the whole point of the project was completely
I don't know why.
missed.
This story cracks me up so much.
I think it's because...
Like, every time. Because I can imagine Carl's innocent little face opening her Flat Stanley and only to find
no pictures.
There
was no Flat Stanley. I think it's because I think it's so funny is because of the reason is because like it was so innocently done. Like the pictures were so innocent, like smiling, but then you're like, problem, where's Flat Stanley? And luckily, my dad, he had to Photoshop my Flat Stanley. So my Flat Stanley looked the same in all photos. Like, it was like in a corner, it was like this. You know, like, and it was kind of awkward, like, where he placed it, like, in the corner. It was kind of like a, where's my Waldo? Like, you had to find it, right? It was kind of like a, oh, like, where's the Flat? Like, it was so, like, my dad had to, like.
It was a game.
Yeah. But... My Flat Stanley was photoshopped. It was, yeah, basically. But
wow, guys, if you ever want to come at Carl for, like, not having academic integrity, I mean, look at this project. She's literally confessing to it now.
Oh, like...
Cheating on her Flat Stanley.
No. My uncle just didn't know the concept
We're going to have to cut this out, guys.
This was in 2nd grade. I don't think college is what it even that to me. But moral of the story is, I think,
be specific with your directions.
Yes. It was just so funny because once we saw the photos, me and my dad were like, where's the Flat Stanley, though? But yeah. Did you guys do wax figures? You guys did wax figures, right?
Yes! I was Jean Harlow. And you were...
Helen Keller. I have the photos.
There's a funny story behind this, too.
I'll send the photos to you of my Helen Keller, don't worry.
Okay.
But, yeah. But, you know, I think this is, like, probably one of my favorite podcasts we've done, because, like, it went smoothly. It was, like, a fun...
It did.
Yeah, and I think we're getting better at this, but...
Helen Keller story next week.
Yes.
We'll see. I'll see the photos. It'll be good.
And...
We're gonna go play Minecraft now. Go to Disneyland. This will be my first time at Disneyland, and so we'll update you guys.
Can't believe you've never been to Disneyland.
I know, such a loser. All right. Night,
Bye.
guys.